Damn, I guess you found your inner pussy. You're really enjoying that milk, aren't you?
Would you take me home and, you know, own me and, feed me and give me shelter and
I
nurture
don't
me?
like cats. I'm a dog person. You're gonna wind up as a stray as you're wearing cats. It's the movie Cats. Remember the beginning? She was thrown out in a bag. I just gotta get a bag from the back.
Fucking kidding me? Dude,
We're in a parking garage. Why do you think we're here, dude? I'm sorry.
oh, you know what? You can't get rid of me.
Why can't I get rid of you?
Because not only am I a great house pet, but I can also sing and dance.
You do realize you're a cat.
I understand. Dude, I get it. You're right. However, do not underestimate cats. Do not do it. Swear to God. We are actually more resourceful than you may think. Touch me! It's so easy to touch me! Oh, hey, hey, oh! Put it away! Guys, welcome everybody to a brand new movie review where we talk about cats. And I'm in serious trouble because I'm hanging out with a dog lover. And that's not good. Especially not for this pussy.
No, it isn't.
God, you really... I do look good though, right?
You do look good.
Would you at least pat me?
Okay. One last pat until we get rid of you.
This is not disturbing to you or anything? It must be really disturbing.
Well, I saw a few other cats in the parking lot. You'll get along. You'll be fine. You'll have friends.
Look, before you throw me out of the car, let me actually, change so that, I look a little bit more human so you're more comfortable. Is that fine?
All right.
Does that work? Let me do that, guys, because I don't want to get, I don't want to become a stray. I ain't gonna lie, guys. I want to actually, continue to be fed and nurtured and groomed, so I'll end up changing. Oh, whew. Is that much better?
Much better. That was just disturbing. I don't want to ever see you like that again.
I was just trying to be my best pussy.
I know, but did you have to, turn into one?
I know you don't prefer it, but...
No. I'd rather you turn into a rooster.
Speaking of weird and disturbing, guys, let's talk about cats, shall we? And, okay, look, I'm not gonna lie, okay? I have never seen the stage play. Ever. I've never seen the stage play. So I've heard of it, obviously. I've seen video of it. I've seen
Well, of course, it was
pictures.
the longest running play.
Well, yeah, but okay. So here's the thing, because before this movie, it came out, it was a big sort of to-do, right? Because it came out and that it was getting made. Okay, cool. There's been a lot of musicals that have been made over the years, and why not Cats? And then the trailer comes out, and the trailer is one of the most disliked videos on YouTube. People were literally disturbed by the friggin' trailer, dude. They were disturbed by it. It was crazy, man. So in a lot of ways, it's one of those. It's one of those sort of movies that I think nobody knew what they were getting themselves into. To be honest with you, they just did not know. That being said, There's just no words, but where do you want to start with Cats?
Well, I have a lot to say.
Okay.
First of all,
okay.
I was offered tickets to the stage play, and I turned them down.
Okay.
And I'm a teenager. Second, I had 3 different people, my mother, my sister, and a friend, who wanted me to see this movie. Turned them down. I did not want to see this movie. This guy tricked me. In the car, said we're seeing it, so I had to see it. I have to say, out of every movie I've ever seen in my life, not just during this channel, this is the most hated movie I've ever seen. I hate this movie. And I tried to get excited. I really did. I was watching talk shows of them talk about this movie. And Graham Norton, which everybody knows, the famous Red Couch talk show host in British. They had Ian McKellen on. They had Judi Dench. They had Rebel Wilson. All the main actors were talking about this movie. Now, one thing I do have to say is every actor who did this movie, they loved it. This was something different, exciting. They absolutely loved doing it. So that's one thing I have to say. There was a point in Graham Norton, and I remember this, where Ian McKellen said, I had to dig deep inside myself and discover my inner pussy. Kind of the same thing Seth said, and I wanted to wait for here. He said the same exact thing. It was very funny. What they actually did, which have never been done in the movie before, you do research, for this movie, they actually had a cat school. There was actually a school where they had to pretend and jump like cats and different things. I would never, as an actor, go to a freaking cat school for a movie. I'm like, are you shitting me? I have to go to school to learn to be a cat.
Well, it's not uncommon to do certain things like that, because when they did Planet of the Apes, the actors who were in sort of the CGI suits and everything, they walked around like apes and everything.
Oh, God, I didn't know that.
So it's not an uncommon
I guess if an actor,
thing.
You'll do anything.
If you're getting paid, shit, man,
yeah.
I'll go to fucking Cats.
I had to say, I did not enjoy the acting. When you have these famous Broadway actors going to top-notch acting schools, and they've been acting, to see this role, Ian McKellen and Judi Dench, was a disservice. Wow. When you see Judi Dench, who played the Queen of England and did a brilliant role, and you see Ian McKellen doing Monsters, which was a brilliant role, some of them are brilliant, and you see these actors, you see Rebel Wilson and doing brilliant roles, and to see them in this, it was a disservice, because I said, to take these beautiful, brilliant actors and to dress like cats and do this, and they don't need the money or anything. I said, it was a disservice. That's what really. And then on top of that, the singing, which he said musical, this is not like any other musical, because most musicals, you can understand the words and understand what the song's about. Yeah. Most of the songs were illogical. They made no sense. Even me and Seth said this, we didn't understand what they were singing about. The movie had no plot whatsoever. The plot, I mean, most movies you'll look, and at the end of the movie, you can kind of say, okay, there's a plot, you can figure it out. The end of the movie, how it ended, we're thinking, what was that all about? Did the cat go to heaven? And then there was I said, but the other cat who got the same award didn't go to heaven. So what the hell is this? Like, the movie made no sense to me whatsoever. I was more confused after the movie than before the movie. At least before the movie, they talked about what it was about. The acting was horrible. That's what I said. The acting, Ian McKellen, Judi Dench, I don't know if they said, okay, you got to dumbify your actors. You got to act like a fresh newbie actor that's never acted before. I don't think the acting was good. The singing was not good. Ian McKellen is not a singer. Judi Dench is not a singer. You could tell they're not singers. They were trying really hard. Most of Judi Dench had turned from talking to singing. It wasn't really singing.
No, it wasn't. And actually, speaking of the cast, because I'm gonna look this up, because I want to get this right. Because if I don't get this right, I'm gonna kill myself. You got Jennifer Hudson in here. Yes. Jennifer Hudson is an accomplished singer.
Absolutely.
Yeah, Dreamgirls.
She was the only one that could sing in the movie.
Well, there's actually more than one. We'll get there. But okay. She played Grisabella.
Yeah, that's what you look like tonight.
Oh boy. You had Judi Dench played old Deuteronomy.
We can't even pronounce
I'm
names.
Sorry, guys. You had Taylor Swift, who is a singer. Who is a singer as well.
But she didn't sing that much.
She had one number.
Yeah.
She did sing. She played Bombalurina. whatever.
The names are
What
not
names? You had Jason Derulo, who actually is a singer as well. Jason Derulo, he plays Rum Tum Tugger. These weird fucking names. You had James Corden, who James Corden is kind of a singer.
He does on his show. He sings.
Yeah.
But the problem I was saying, Seth, you have to have all the people who can sing in a cast.
I agree. And here's the thing. Rebel Wilson can't sing. Rebel Wilson can't sing. I'm sorry, she is not a singer. Rebel Wilson cannot sing.
But she did all those Pitch Perfect movies.
Yeah, but all she really did in the Pitch Perfect movies, let's be honest, she was like, you know, writhing around with her bad body movement shit. Come on. You had Idris Elba, who cannot sing to save his life.
Well, the thing, that was the problem with Mamma Mia. Remember Mamma Mia?
Yeah, there's a lot of other actors, but...
Mamma Mia, who was that main actor? Pierce Brosnan. No singing voice, and it destroyed the movie.
Well...
Because when he sang, it made the movie a bad movie. I thought it was a good movie, but same time, when you don't have all singers, it's a problem.
I agree with you. See... But the main problem here is even when you have the accomplished singers, you don't give them really any meat on the bone to deal with. Because the problem with this movie, all right, is that what this movie does is that basically, yes, it's a musical, but what they do is that anytime there's a musical sequence is when they're introducing a new character.
And that's what I didn't like. It was character after character after character.
There was no sort of, it was like, okay, we go from one musical sequence of introducing another character to the next, to the next, to the next, to the next, and there's just this weak, very stringy plot that's kind of going along here.
Well, what I will say, you have a theme. Like Dreamgirls, every song progressed the movie.
Yes.
The problem with this was like, okay, I'll explain it. Okay, Lord of the Rings.
Okay.
Remember how they had 5 endings?
Yes.
And you never know? Well, this movie was reversed. It had 5 beginnings.
Yes.
That's what I wanted to say. It makes sense. Lord of the Rings had 5. This was like the movie never. It just was a beginning. It would never had an end, a middle.
It never had a middle, and you never got to know any of the characters enough to care about any of them.
Absolutely.
Because yes, you introduced like Jason Derulo's character, Rum Tum Tugger, or you introduced, Taylor Swift's character, and they have this big bombastic musical sequence, and here I am as a character, and then suddenly done, they've moved on, and we're on to somebody else, and we're like, well, wait a minute, what's going on with this character? I know there's this singing tournament, but why are they in this singing tournament? Why do they feel like they need to deserve this?
The problem with this is, the biggest problem with this movie I found, every movie has a main actor.
Yes.
Every movie has a main actor and a cast of supporting actors.
Yes.
The problem, this was a cast of supporting actors. There was no main actor, and that was their biggest problem.
I think if there is a main actor here, it's that young female who plays the young cat.
But she wasn't concentrating on enough.
I agree.
The problem is that they were trying to make her a main actor, but they didn't give her enough parts in the movie.
They didn't give her enough parts in the movie for you to really care. And at the same time here, you also have to remember this. Okay, you have to remember the big thing here is that you never get to develop that character. Just like any of the other characters, you just don't get to develop them. And so you're sitting there like, oh, well, when are we going to get to know these people? And when are we going to get to care about them entering into this musical tournament? And who's the relationships to one another? And it just becomes a muddled mess, man. And that's what this thing is. And no matter what the acting they were going to do in this movie, and it's not really good anyways, but it just was never going to save something that was just weak to begin with.
And what also the problem is, when you have movies like Avatar, which was made 10 years ago, and the CGI was brilliant. There was no excuse for the CGI being so shitty in this movie. If you're going to use CGI and you had the technology 10 years to go make Avatar, the CGI should have been on point and should have been perfect for this movie.
Yes.
There was so many redoings. The CGI was horrible. And the thing is, there was no reason to do CGI, because the thing is, you could have dressed everybody up. There was no reason to even have CGI in this movie.
I agree with you because the stage play does not have any CGI. Obviously, it doesn't. And, they're just dressed in, whatever cat makeup and whatever. And, it worked perfectly because it's been on stage for such a long time. Here, this movie was originally supposed to be an animated film.
And it should have stayed an animated.
I think it should have stayed an animated film. They went live action and they did this weird CGI that at times it kind of looked good, and at most times you felt like it looked really bizarre and weird, and there was just something off about it.
The problem is when you're gonna do CGI, make the person look like a cat. The problem is in the play they look like cats. These things didn't look things, and I say they didn't look like cats. They looked like creatures from the Blue Lagoon.
They looked really bad, man.
And the thing is, people try to scapegoat. Well, would it take too much time to dress and makeup? But it doesn't take too much time to do a play, so what's your excuse? The excuse is probably the actors didn't want to wait in chairs doing makeup for that long.
And it's like, well, we can just do this a little bit easier here, but is the easy route really worth it? And to be honest with you, it's really not, guys.
No, it wasn't.
So look, what's equally as weird as the actual CGI in this thing is that what I don't understand is that, so you have these cats, right?
Mm-hmm.
So some of them are fully naked, like they have fur on them, but they're fully naked. Other ones have clothing.
Mm-hmm.
They obviously live in a world where humans do exist because they're small on the scale. So you do see.
Well, you saw it at the beginning of the movie. They dropped off the bag, and the bag was really small, and then the bag became really big.
But then there are certain points where they're walking around and there's a cat club and a bar for cats, and there's what the fuck is this?
Well, that I can explain. The guy Cats was created, the author T.S. Eliot.
Yes, T.S. Eliot.
He loved cats. Every poem he wrote was about cats. And who's the guy who did the play? What was his name?
The one who directed it here?
Yeah.
For the movie?
No, the guy who did the stage play.
Oh, I'm not really sure, actually.
Anyhow, he took this, he ran with it. Everybody thought he'd be not a success, whatever. I think Lauren Michaels was the movie. But anyhow, he took it and made it wonderful, made this play wonderful. Everybody thought it would be a success, last a long way. Not a success, lasted 15 years in Broadway, and was brilliant. But the thing is, the play explains something a little different. When you have stray cats, and these were all strays.
They were all strays, yeah.
And some of them, the reason, and I'll explain this to you, have fancy clothes. Those were cats that were indoor cats and then became strays.
Okay.
People owned them. The cats that had no clothes were already in the wild. They're feral cats. They were never in somebody's home.
But they didn't really explain that in the movie.
They did in a play, that's what I'm saying.
Yeah, but that's...
And then when you do the cat bar and all this stuff, they tried, and basically, if you have cats in real world, they were trying, cats congregate in this area or congregate in that area. They have little spots. They try to make human, like cats have little spots, like humans have little spots.
Sure, but
it was not explained in the movie, I know.
They're I think in the movie they call them angelical cats.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, they're angelical cats, and what's really interesting is so there's different tiers of sort of people. There's a whole tier of levels to get to.
And it's like that in the cat kingdom too.
Some cats are more respected than others. Others are treated completely like garbage.
Mm-hmm.
Others are more comedians. Others are more vicious and mean-spirited. There's a whole culture here.
What I hated was the idea of magic in the movie.
Yes, and that's
I hated. I know you wanted to talk about
that. Because for some reason, McCavity, played by Idris Elba, he suddenly has these sort of he can vanish and he can reappear. He can take somebody and kidnap them and bring them over to some other place, and then and then reappear in another area. And it's like, wait a minute, so now they have magical powers?
But you had the other guy who was a magician too. The other cat that was a magician. Remember the guy that brought them back?
Yeah.
and he was and what I didn't like, that's one thing.
Oh, yes, the other
bad magician versus good magician.
Yeah.
We got away from Cats going into, I don't know, Merlin. You know, bad versus good, you know?
Oh, God.
You can't mix both of both. Do we want singing or do we want magic? You know, I don't want both.
I mean, here's the thing about it, right? So, I mean, there's so much wrong here. Did you at least like the musical sequences? Like, did you like the choreography? Did you
like nothing about this movie? I told you at the beginning, I hated this movie. Out of every movie that I'm 36 years old I've ever seen in my entire life, and I've seen some shitty movies, I hated this movie.
Did you? Okay, look. I will say this much.
I've seen B movies that are better than this.
This is true. This is true. You're not wrong. But okay. There's one sequence which is really weird here. So they introduce Rebel Wilson's character. She's a house cat. Mm-hmm. And, you know, and by the way, Rebel Wilson's character in here is really horny. Like,
absolutely.
In that sequence, like, she's literally spreading her legs, like asking for, like, that was, if you ever wanted to see Rebel Wilson in horny form dressed up like a furry, this movie's for you, because it ain't for me.
You know, it's a fetish out there. So.
It is. I don't get it, but whatever. So there's a whole sequence where she's training these mice. They're having this whole dance sequence with the mice, and then there's these cockroaches that look like humans. Mm-hmm.
And they're full size, and then they get small, and then they get big again. It was so confusing.
Like, what the fuck is going on?
And then they tried to add the 3 blind mice in this movie.
Yes.
So we got fairy tales going on.
It's so weird, man. I can't. Holy shit.
Well, if you were on LSD, it might have made sense.
What?
If you're on LSD, this movie.
Oh, LSD, smoking some weed, chill out. Oh my God, man!
No, I smoke weed and I still wouldn't understand this movie. Okay, I'd need some LSD.
Okay. Look, this movie's all kinds of weird. Now, this movie is directed by Tom Hooper. Now, Tom Hooper directed Les Miserables. Mm-hmm. The movie version. Very, very well done. I believe he did The King's Speech as well. He's done a lot of prestige movies, and he wanted to take on this challenge of making this movie, the impossible challenge of taking Cats and making it into this
masterpiece.
This Oscar masterpiece.
Not going to be an Oscar masterpiece.
No.
You know, what is it? Rotten Tomatoes? It's going to go from being, you know how certain movies are rated the best movie of all time or cinematic masterpiece? Yeah. This was a cinematic flop. This is going to be rated as one of the worst movies of all time.
This is one of the worst reviewed movies of all time.
They had so much hope. They just said, well, the thing is, they thought, well, if we throw all these big actors, we can make it like an Ocean's 11 only with cats. You know, like, oh, Ocean's 11 had all the big actors. That was a cinematic masterpiece. That was an amazing movie.
Great. I loved it.
This movie is like, I don't know how to explain it. We're going filet mignon to a McDonald's burger. That's what we're doing.
That's not right, because I kind of like McDonald's burgers.
I'm just saying. You know what I'm saying.
I'm just saying. But to me, man, you know, I love musicals. I really do. And there's a lot of really great musicals out there.
We'll mention 5.
Okay, the Rocky Horror Picture Show.
Oh, so I agree with you.
Which is great.
Dreamgirls.
I think
it's
still excellent. I would say The Sound of Music. I would say West Side Story. I would say
Chicago.
Chicago. I would say Sweeney Todd.
All excellent movies.
All excellent movies.
Even Mamma Mia, even though it was excellent, had some good points to it.
It has some good points, even though it has some low points. It has some good points. Here, you know,
there is no good points in this movie.
Let me ask you this: do you think that there is a possibility in the future for them to make a good Cats movie?
Absolutely. I think they can. Give it some time, about 10, 15 years, remake this. And I think they can fix their mistakes. A lot of movies, the original sucked. It doesn't happen often, and the remake is much better, and they do a good job. For example, Black Christmas, people told me, I didn't see it, was excellent.
The original, yes.
The original, but people say the remake's actually better than the original. I heard from a lot of people.
2006 version? Oh no, that one's shit.
No, the new one that came out.
Oh, that one's shit.
A lot of people told me it was better. So I don't know if that's true, but I'm just saying certain movies the remake is better.
Sometimes it is, but that's
not often.
Not often, but sometimes.
This movie, I think the remake will be much better.
I think it could. We got a long ways to wait for that, but
probably about 10, 15 years. I'll probably be dead, but
I won't even care about seeing it. But that being said, in the meantime, what is your final thoughts and grade rating?
Wait, if you're in the nursing home and they put Cats on, you won't watch it, the remake?
Look, if I'm in the nursing home and they put on Cats, can you just fucking, like, you know,
give me a shot
of morphine or something? Fucking do something, man, because I can't.
I didn't want to die before, but you know what? I think I'm ready.
I would be getting Vietnam flashbacks on this shit, so no, dude, no.
My final thoughts, the acting sucked, the plot sucked. I can't find any redeeming qualities. I hate this movie. I was tricked into it. I absolutely hate this movie. It despises it out of any movie I saw. And this is the first time, this is a first in movie Film Fan 108 history. This movie gets an F-.
An F-?
Lowest possible grade.
Wow, oh my God. An F-, really? Geez, that is really low. There was no redeeming quality for this movie. None. And you usually find at least one redeeming quality.
I know most. What was the lowest grade I gave before? A D, right?
Well, what are you? You give it an F before?
No, I never gave an F. I believe you gave it an F. Not an F- though.
Oh, good, not F-, though. Okay, well, first an F.
And even that movie I gave F, I found one redeeming quality.
Okay, this is a good point. Look, I'm not gonna lie, man. This movie is an absolute mess. And it became such a mess that the movie was in theaters for less than a week, and they ended up re-editing the movie and tried to put better CGI in it, and then re-releasing it again to try to fool audiences. This movie is a complete and utter misfire. It was Oscar bait, and the Oscars didn't take the bait. It bombed at the box office.
Mm-hmm.
I remember when the trailers came out, people were just horrified by the CGI. They just felt like this is the stuff of nightmares, and it really honestly is. I feel bad for all of these actors being in this movie because this is a stain on their resume, but at the end of the day, how bad can I really feel about them? Because they all got fucking paid.
Absolutely.
So they all signed up for this
going in.
They knew this going in. So at the end of the day, this thing has no redeeming value. This is one of the lowest musicals that I've seen in a really, really long time. I've seen some pretty piss poor stuff at times. This is damn close to the bottom. I'm gonna give it an F, dude. I'm gonna give it an F.
Oh, that's a first for you.
Oh no, I've given F's before.
Oh, you have?
I've given F's before, man.
I don't remember,
but this one, man, is just the lowest of the low, dude. And this came out during like the Christmas holiday season, and I'm like, you expect somebody to have cheer and holiday joy after seeing this motherfucker? Really?
This person's got to be the Grinch after this movie.
There's gonna be the Grinch, or
or Scrooge,
or something, man. Or if you're taking a date to this movie and looking to get some pussy, you might just be laying down with your cat.
And just to warn you, if you do see this movie, take some Tylenol with you.
Take some Tylenol with me. And I didn't tell him ahead of time we were seeing the movie, so he didn't have a chance to take the Tylenol.
Yeah, I didn't have a chance to take the Tylenol.
I screwed him over.
Oh my God, what a horrible movie.
Sorry, guys. Pretty bad. Oh, I love my master. Oh, I love you so much. Oh, I do. Oh, thank you so much. Oh, I hope you have some catnip. Oh, I do.
Okay, I had enough of this.
Oh, I'm a really good house pet, aren't I? Really? I mean, you're really not gonna...
This is why I'm a dog lover.
Some people just don't get care. Really. I think
this is another reason they cough up hairballs. I ain't helping you. Well, guys, while he's dying over here, like cats generally do, thanks for watching our movie review. Give it a thumbs up if you like it. Tell us what you thought of the movie, the play. Tell us what you thought overall. Tell us what you thought of this abomination of a movie. I'm gonna have to neuter or spay him. So come back next time. He might not be here, but I will.
You're joking about the spay and neuter, right?
Maybe.